in your house. In your house. In your house. In your house.
Bada boom, realest one in the room. How you doing? I'm a certified G, bona fide stud. You can't teach that. And you are tuned in to IYH.
Hi, this is Isla Dawn, and you're watching In Your House podcast. This is Alexis Littlefoot, the Big Flexer, and this is In Your House.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Bumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Swole. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I'm in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it's Thursday, and you already know if you're seeing these faces, that means it's time to talk a little AEW Dynamite here on the AEW Dynamite Review Show here at In Your House. And joining me like they do each and every week here on this show is, of course, my man doing his thing over there in Gonzo's Sports Room, Gonzo's Wrestling Room. Him and Chris Gonzalez are going to join me this Saturday for our UFC 329 watch along. He's the OG of professional wrestling. Tony Gonzalez, what is up, man?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. Great show last night. Great show Monday. Pretty good NXT Tuesday night. So, been a good week of wrestling so far.
You are 100% correct, OG. This has been an incredible week for professional wrestling. I got a chance to watch Raw. I actually got a chance to watch NXT for the first time in a while and found a couple of things in there I'm interested in. And then, of course, we had AEW Beach Break, and that show was great. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I truly did. This was a great show from beginning to end. We're going to talk about it. And, of course, we can't have this thing move forward without the producer of the show. On Wednesdays, we talk WCW, but every day, he's the voice, Josh Joseph. What is up, brother, man?
How goes it, house? How goes it, household? You know what? I love that we've had so much great wrestling, Tony. We've had so much great wrestling this week. But we're about to embark on our first UFC thing this Saturday with you and Chris. And guess what? I'm so excited to be with my Mexican-Irish friend and being Conor McGregor, and we're going to just love it. It's going to be a fantastic time, and I'm looking forward to getting to hang out with you, household. So come join us for the UFC this Saturday, but stay tuned for the AEW Dynamite. Yeah. It's a fun time. It's a great time. Let's go, house.
We're going to get right into it, voice. And, man, I'm excited to talk about this episode because I only got a chance to catch the second hour last night after we got off what was an amazing episode of the WCW watch-along. It was great. It was fun. We talked. We had a great tournament. all-time faction tournament. That was great. Really enjoyed that. Chat was awesome for that. And then, of course, we talked about the 30th anniversary of the greatest heel turn in professional wrestling. Hulk Hogan, the third man at WCW Bash at the Beach 1996 to form the NWO. And that is just so poetic because we're talking about Bash at the Beach, but today we're talking about AEW Beach Break. And this was in Florida. And I got to tell you, gentlemen, this venue, this outside venue, was great visually. I really enjoyed it. And I want to get this off my chest too. I'll tell you guys right here from the beginning, whatever I end up giving this episode at the end, it's going to be, the points are going to be bumped up by at least 0.5 because all these performers were incredible for performing in that heat to entertain all of us. I believe they said it was like 102 degrees.
Yeah, those are Kenny Omega numbers.
And listen, it was hot as hell, regardless. It was probably hot, it was probably humid. But I honestly did read that like pretty much every performer after their match like needed water. Like it was like there was water available for everybody, that's the right way to do it. Good job to AEW and the company for doing what you're supposed to do. If you're going to have them out there like that, you got to hydrate them. And I did see many water breaks, including Kyle Fletcher, our new AEW International Champion. He made sure to take a water break. That match was great. I thoroughly enjoyed that match. These two, Takeshita and Fletcher, these two are going to go down, in my opinion. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I got a lot of time. I got a lot of time to see if it's going to be on my side. These two are going to go down as probably one of the greatest rivalries in AEW.
I could see it. They got so much time to build it even more
where it's at. Time, exactly. So much time to build it. So much chemistry. The baked-in story, these two together since the beginning. These two are going to fight forever. And the biggest winners and all of that is going to be us fans.
Howse, real quick, before we get off that exact subject, wasn't that the first time Kyle has ever beat him?
Yes. Yes, he was 0-2 going into that.
And it was with the hands of one of the greatest factions to ever exist, which I think they should have advanced further in that tournament, but they didn't. The Don Callis family.
The Don. Hey, real quick, before I get some of your guys' thoughts on the show, I want to say, not only was the match great, love the match, this night of wrestling was really, really good. And we talked about yesterday WWF having to throw a haymaker at WCW in response to NWO.
Yeah.
AEW Dynamite Beach Break was a haymaker back to WWE for what was a great Monday Night Raw in Chicago. To me. And if we've got these wrestling companies throwing haymakers at each other, we win. We all win. We all win. So, but I will say this: there was a little spot in that international championship match that popped me, and it was a moment when Fletcher was on the apron. And you had Takeshita looking at him, and he ran into him, kicked him, and you had Don Callis, who's always brilliant on commentary. He's like, "Did you see that? A tooth flew out of his mouth. A tooth flew out of his mouth." And then you had Tony Schiavone saying, "Yeah, you would know a lot about that, wouldn't you?" And I was like, "Oh,
dude." He even popped Callis because Callis had to take a drink so he didn't fucking break.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Commentary was fun
last night. Commentary was like It was like pay-per-view level commentary we were
Dude,
getting.
they were so damn good and in sync and in tune last night. Last night was one of those shows where it was just like bang, 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 just everything felt right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what a fucking show. I really, really loved this AEW Beach Break voice.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, if you just break it down for what it was, they took all things that we've missed from pay-per-views and things like that. So Great American Bash at the Beach. Those things, when they were put on WCW, that was a set. You were at a beach. Hog Wild. You were at a motorcycle event.
Yeah.
Those are the things the fans really connect with, especially in the summertime when you can get everybody outside doing those things like that. From my understanding, that whole thing that they were under, it was air conditioned for an outdoor venue in their ways that they do that and things like that. But it was in the center of that with all the lights on you, you're adding so much more heat.
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the day, like Tony was saying at the beginning of the show, the whole thing was really good because of the little things like the lifeguard chair that Monet sat on during the casino. Like, dude, that was perfect. That was a perfect spot for her to be above the competition, looking down on them as they had to go out to the ring, really highlighting her. I'll say this, the Andrade Darby Allin moment, Darby Allin fucking rigging up his skateboard.
I popped.
Like,
my
dude,
wife popped.
Since Darby Allin's title run, you're now playing in the world of you know how to fucking write for Darby Allin and to make him interesting. So I love that. I love what they're doing with Andrade. Andrade, to me, he needs to be one of the next champs in the next 3 turns because I think you can do a lot with him.
He's clicking, bro. It's finally happening for him, voice.
He is,
but finally happening for him.
Dude, I honestly, I go right back to the set. The set for me, I fucking loved it. I miss when WWE would take storylines that really had meat to them and they would do a set to it. And it would be, what was that one, Armageddon, where they had all the cars stacked up and they got to like throw each other into it. Mm-hmm. The most famous one with the, even though it wasn't really done big and boastfully, but the King of the Ring where Shane McMahon went through the plate glass courtesy of shit like that, dude. You bring such a unique element of real life to this, what we're watching, this entertainment, that you allow the fan to get even more lost in your product. And it's fun. It is fun. That was one of the AEW shows I watched the crowd and was like, fuck, I wish I would have been there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because it looked like it was just an absolute blast. I mean, seriously, I enjoyed the Jericho Ciampa match quite a bit. Like, I enjoyed that match. That match was really good, and it was fun. And then you have freaking... so, I'm about to get OG's thoughts. Then we're going to hop in the chat after that. But I just wanted to highlight this. First off, a couple things with Ciampa. I love the fact that, first off, he throw the sand in Jericho's face. Pocket sand. Sha sha sha. Like he's Dale Gribble or something. So like sha sha sha.
It would have been so great if he had like a pair of sunglasses he pulled out and was just like sha sha sha. Sha sha sha.
So good. And then post match, when he was like, "Oh, I win the match. Enough could have been enough." He takes a chair, smashes Jericho in the head with the chair, like just smashes him in his head. And then that's not even enough. He goes out for the toolbox. Gets the electric. like drill and whatnot. He's about to drill this man. You got security trying to come out, trying to stop him. Like, this is voice. This is what they need to do with Ciampa if they're gonna call him the Psycho Killer. He literally tried to kill Jericho, and security had to stop him.
I 100% agree. I mean, even for us seeing this match again so recently, I liked it. This was my favorite match out of the feud so far because now you have
different than the other matches.
Yeah, you have Ciampa in his bag right now. He is doing fantastic work, and he's doing so much good work. Jericho is now like producing really good work again. He's getting a lot of fandom. That was a good
Jericho match.
It was and Jericho's looking like he went out and was like, well, if I'm going to be going up against Tommaso, I guess I better get in the gym. Yeah. And he's looking great for his age right now.
He's doing great work, but I've talked enough. I want to get some of OG's thoughts on this episode of AEW Dynamite Beach Break.
It was fantastic, man. The Ciampa, the started off, Ciampa, you can tell he's having a great time.
Yeah. He's having a blast.
You can tell he's in his element, and he's back to remind me of the way he was in NXT.
Yep.
That's what it reminds me of.
I'm glad you said that.
He's doing fantastic. My favorite match tonight was the Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita match. That was my favorite match of the night.
It was
I really enjoyed it. Moxley and Ospreay was fine. Matter of fact,
it was okay.
One of the guys that works with me, he works on our shows. He works with us on the sports shows.
Okay.
Also a pro wrestler. He's real good friends with Henry, so he knows him really well. Okay. So he was really excited about Henry being on against Moxley, and that's awesome.
Totally understand.
Oh yeah.
So one thing, a couple little things that was a little off for me. Mm-hmm. The women's gauntlet match was pretty good. It don't make sense to me. Willow comes back a week after they found a new champion, and now she's in the. Don't get me wrong, I love Willow being in that spot.
Sure.
I love Willow, but it kind of don't make sense. And the best thing on the whole show, and I'll die on this hill, was Thekla.
We've been talking about it all day.
She needs to be on commentary every week.
Dude, put a drink in her hand.
Dude, she was.
I wish Bryce was here. Oh,
she was outstanding. When she said about Willow, she said, it makes you wonder if she was even hurt at all.
Yep.
That, and then the thing that got me the most when she talked about what she'd like to do to Mina.
Yeah, I'm like, I was like, whoa, Thekla, what are we doing? I loved. Listen, I just want to add to that and say I loved when she said to Tony Schiavone, "Hey, you want a drink of this? It'll put some hair on your chest." I'm like, she's $1 million, man.
Dude, did you hear all the commentary men completely stop dead in their tracks when she's like, look at all these dumb bitches in the ring?
How could you not? I don't listen. I know we've given Tony Schiavone a lot of shit on this show before, and Excalibur does a great job, and you guys, and if you're a longtime listener in your house, you know how much I love Taz. The fact that those guys didn't break, I don't know how.
Dude, I don't know how we didn't hear a Brooklyn Taz yell out something or laugh because that shit was fucking hilarious.
She was $1 million, dude.
But the thing that I'm worried about, guys, she's gonna lose. She's gonna lose to Willow, and she's not gonna be in that main event match, and she deserves to be in that main event match. Nothing against Willow.
Damn it, you're right.
I'm all for Willow, 100%. And if they want to try to find a way to add a 3-person match, that's fine, I guess. But Thekla deserves to be in that match. She's carried that women's division when all them ladies were out. So she deserves that spot. And I hope that don't happen, but I can kind of see the writing on the wall. There's going to be Willow and Mercedes in that big match.
I'm there with you, Tony, but I'm also 50-50 on it because I think with the performance of last night, I would hope creative would look at that and be like, if we have Thekla completely destroy 100,000,000% over babyface Willow Nightingale, you make Thekla so much more powerful. And I think right now you have to ride her coattails to wherever that drunk aunt wants to take you.
Oh, drunk auntie is amazing. But let me drop something. Let me drop something in to you guys right now, as a matter of fact, to the panel. And you guys out there in the household too. Let's say that we are going to Redemption and the plan moving forward is for sure going to be Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale for the AEW Women's Championship. It's a baked-in story. These two women have got a lot of history with each other for sure. Of course, I agree with OG what he's saying to where he's saying that Thekla has been brilliant. I mean, last night her on commentary alone, she was $1,000,000, man. She just, Bryce has been calling her the drunk auntie for weeks, and she came out as the drunk auntie. Like, she's playing into it. It's almost like she's listening to In Your House or something. It's great. But could we be more okay with Mercedes Moné going up against Willow Nightingale if we get at All In Wembley, if we get possibly Thekla versus a returning Toni Storm?
I mean, for seeing the match, yes, I guess it would be, I'd be okay with it. But as I see it right now, we can have Moné and Willow anytime. Tekla's putting in the work. Yeah. Thekla has climbed out of the negative hole that the internet built for her when she got that title. And over the weeks, through whatever strange promo you want to see of Tekla's or whatever match that you may not think was the best, she has kept crawling and developing into what we seen last night. And what we seen last night so far has been her best performance out there in AEW.
Listen, I know I might be speaking just because of recency bias. And I've been Voice, OG, you guys both know I have been an advocate for Thekla for months.
Mm-hmm.
Months. Like, I've been on the Thekla bandwagon for a long time. I think last night, even though she got her shit rocked by Mercedes Moné and Mercedes Moné stood tall, I think last night might have possibly been Tekla's greatest performance because everybody is talking about her commentary. Everybody. I've seen it all over social media just today.
She had fun with it. She took her 5 minutes, whatever her 5 minutes was for this show, and she made the most out of it. And that's exactly what we ask of these talents every week. I mean, look at the Jet, where he's at. Mm-hmm. We said so many, and now look at him. I'd give him a mic anytime now. I'm comfortable with him.
He's more comfortable. Yeah. He's more comfortable.
And for me as a fan, that makes me more comfortable when I'm seeing the rise he's getting. It's not just the in-ring, it's the actual, like what we're seeing with Thekla. I love what Fightin's One is saying here.
Let's hit the chat.
Fightin's One's chiming in here. You got to slow roll Thekla. She's just too good. Make it last. And
I like that.
That's a really good point. I mean, it really is. It makes you have to step back and think, is she doing too much in her 5 minutes when she's out there? Because I will err on the side of no, I don't think she has yet, because we just seen her this good right now, and everything previous people have been really negative about. I mean, a lot of her promos people didn't like for whatever reason.
Wow, really?
The people I listen to that talk about AEW.
Okay. So I could see where people like, because at some point her promo seemed like it was kind of, formulaic in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, she's the female Raven.
Yeah. She
You had to
speaks in
follow the
circles.
formula he
Yep.
fucking set up.
Yep. But last night was different because listen, when you're on, it's not like hitting, oh, I'm going to hit this point, this point, and then done. Like a promo is like what? A minute 30, 2 minutes? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You gotta, when you're on commentary, you gotta either call the match, help tell the story, or be entertaining.
And she was entertaining as fuck.
She was entertaining as shit.
Well, and imagine, guys, if we had Mercedes gone and we had Willow gone, we had Tony Storm gone. If Thekla wouldn't have been there, where would this women's division be right now?
Oh, it'd be flat on its face.
That's a great point, Tony.
She was holding it together. She really was. And I think the big thing, she's good in the ring. Not say she's the greatest, but she's more than adequate in the ring. But she's just so different. I mean, what other character in women's wrestling right now is anything close to what she is?
She's one of one right now, bro. She is the female Raven. I like that comparison a lot.
Yeah, she's good.
He's got it, man. So, yeah, let's hit this chat.
Well, I like this one from Ribshot. And yes, there are people talking about it in the world that we circle around. When they talk about the wrestling world and Thekla, they said one of the highlights of that show overall was Thekla on commentary because it gave us that new look into her personality. It was a lot of fun.
It really was. It was an absolute blast, and I love what you just said, Voice, about it's a new look at her personality. It was a little bit more than just her cutting an in-ring promo or cutting a backstage promo. We had to figure out a little bit more about Thekla, and apparently, at one point, Thekla was at a casino. She won $10,000 and ended up with a stripper in her lap. She said it was great.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But like, it's just stuff like that she doesn't like. She didn't have to say anything like that. She didn't have to. Reference wanting to motorboat Mina. She didn't have to do. But like the thing about Thekla is that she's weird. She's unhinged. You don't know what she's gonna say, and like there might be a shelf life on that, but we fell in love with Tony Storm for a lot of the same reasons, and we'll see what happens in the future. But Thekla does deserve to be in that conversation with the Mercedes Monets, with the Willow Nightingales, with the Tony Storms. She deserves to be in that conversation because, as OG said, she really truly did carry that division for sure. Let's talk a little bit about the segment between MJF and Will Ospreay outside of the arena. They were talking about Kenny. We all know what ended up happening, but I just wanted to say, man, MJF. You don't see a whole lot, especially post-pandemic, where somebody is spitting in somebody's face.
Yeah, that's true.
Which honestly made the fact that MJF spit in Will Ospreay's face just that much more disrespectful.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, I know everybody wants to, and we've talked about a little bit about wanting to see. A lot of AEW fans want to see Ospreay and Omega. But the way they've told the story the last few weeks, I mean, they've talked about that a little bit, but the main story's been between MJF and Ospreay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why do a promo like that if that's not going if that's not going to be the match?
I agree.
That's a good point.
So they still may find a way. I mean, they got to do something with the main event of Redemption. I looked before we came on the air. There's only one match for Redemption right now, and that's 2.5 weeks away. And that's Thekla against Willow. That's the only match announced.
It's the only match we need, Tony.
I think, listen, honestly, in my opinion, I think for this Redemption pay-per-view, which is like just something that they've added. So like this is almost like a C caliber pay-per-view almost. You know what I'm saying? If I was AEW, I know they love to give you 9-10 matches. For this one, I'd probably just do like 5.
The Tony Khan would never do that.
I know for sure. Oh, maybe 6. 6. We'll just do, because I just don't know why you need to give us a million matches on a C pay-per-view. Like you know what? I will say this. I love the fact, absolutely love the fact that Tony Khan loves to give people more bang for their buck. Truly love it.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just like, man, you could save that for another show, bro. You know, like but like the cards that he books could easily be 2 different shows. Easily.
Yeah.
But he on the last 3 weeks, now not 2 weeks ago, but out of the last 3 weeks, and I had mentioned that to you guys, I think they're trying to format with 4 or 5 matches, and the show has really been pretty good. Now, 2 weeks ago, of course, they had the 8 matches, which was nuts. But
right before the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but last week and this week, the shows have been really good, and it seems like he's tapped into something. I hope he's smart enough to keep that formula. And I mean, again, I don't want to be too formulaic, because if you do that, you're going to be like WWE, because that's one of the problems WWE does have. They're too formulaic.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited to see where AEW's going. I really am.
Me too, man. I got to tell you, they did a great job with this show, and I'm just excited with where they're going, because I did notice that like you said, they had that 8-match card a few weeks ago. I think last night it was, what was it, 5 matches?
It's 5.
That was and correct me if I'm wrong, but the flow of the show felt smooth.
Yeah.
No, it did.
It felt smooth, voice.
Yeah, it felt like the Monday Nitros before Bash at the Beach or the Great American Bash, things like that, where they kind of go up and above. You get to see a little bit of the set, what they're gonna do, and you get some really good matches. And we got some really good matches last night. In the simple fact that AEW, I think their issue when it comes to all the matches that they give us, for, like you said, Tony Khan wanting to give you the most for your money, bang for your buck. I think they're still in that ECW mindset where every pay-per-view is the last pay-per-view, because we don't know if we're going to be able to foot the bill for the next one.
Yeah.
So I think Tony needs to understand that he's not in that league anymore.
This isn't survival anymore.
Yeah, you're a proven commodity that we enjoy. You put together a product that is consumable by wrestling fans and enjoyed by wrestling fans. After this Dynamite, I have no problem saying it. I'm an AEW fan, and right now it's like it's neck and neck for me on who I want to see and who's drawing me, who's booking who for me to want to tune in with WWE. AEW's doing fantastic work. I just hope, because they've proven it to us before, and this is their downfall, they don't fuck it up. Like a week before the pay-per-view, like, just stick to what you're doing. And if you stay in this lane, it's going to be way more beneficial. AEW they'll be looked at differently by the end of All In if they stick to what they're doing.
Absolutely. I agree with that for sure. But guys, we are going to take a break. We're going to pay some bills. And listen, we have got the loves and the lows that's coming up. Also, AEW announced that All Out is coming back to the Midwest. They'll be in Chicago in late September. Will In Your House be in the building? Hey, we're going to see about it. But guys, we're going to do the loves and the lows, talk about what was a great beach break, and so much more on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You wanna be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live. Brainbuster Tees is where IYH live.
Hey guys, it's the executive producer of the In Your House podcast, Alakan the Con Man House, here to tell you on this commercial break to like and subscribe to In Your House on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe on Twitch at Team IYH. And remember to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And leave a review and 5-star rating. We thank you for your continued support. It all helps for us to stay charted and continue to give you that work. Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House, and of course I'm kicking it with the voice Josh Joseph and OG Tony Gonzalez from Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room. Hey guys, before we get into the loves and the lows, I first want to show some love to Goalie Nutrition. That is, of course, our great sponsor. You guys can go to goalie.com and put in promo code IYH, and we'll help you out with your wellness journey. And listen, check us out. Everything that we're doing. You guys can get the Matcha Mind gummies. You guys can get the apple cider vinegar gummies. They're really great. And also, you know, things like the ashwagandha gummies. You want to chill, relax, get that brain just relaxing. That's what you need. And listen, we can help you out with that. Once again, there it is right there on the bottom of the screen. If you're watching this on the video, use that promo code IYH and check out everything we're doing on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and of course, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and we're also on IG right now, so we got that moving for us as well. Also, remember, this coming Saturday night, it is going to be a collaboration between In Your House and Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room, as we come together to watch UFC 329. That is Conor McGregor, one of my personal favorites. He's going up against Max Holloway, and that's going to be a great match, and it's going to be a great historic milestone here for In Your House, because it's going to be our first UFC watch along. So listen, once again, great episode of Beach Break, but this is what we've done since the very beginning of this show, y'all. Since the very beginning of the creation of the AEW Dynamite Review Show here at In Your House, is we talk loves and lows, because at the very beginning we were like, we got to try to find some good things to talk about here. We got to try to be fair here. So when we, you know, sometimes it swings in the other direction, and now it's like, now we got to be fair, because not everything's perfect. So we got to figure out what was not great in this show, even though we loved it. So we're going to get into it. We're straight shooters. We just try to go down the line and be honest about what we see. And one of the best to do it is, of course, OG Tony. Give me some loves and give me some lows.
Yeah, love the setup of the place. I thought that was really good. Beautiful venue. So I thought that was different,
Yes.
and that's something AEW needs to be. They need to be different.
Yes.
So I thought that was great. I already mentioned Thekla, man. I can't put her over enough. That was the best thing on the show, and there was a lot of good things on the show, but for me, that was the best
Yeah.
thing on the show. And then uh, really didn't have a lot of lows, but I did have one that really griped my butt, and it was still a great match. But some people could say this is nitpicking, but I would do it if it was WWE. It don't make a difference.
Hmm.
I mean, guys, make it a no disqualification match. If you're going to go out of the ring, the first time they went out of the ring, they was outside the ring for over 3 minutes.
Yeah.
The second time they was out of the ring for a minute. The third time they was out of the ring for a minute. 5 minutes of out of the ring. Just make it a no DQ. And the other thing that makes it worse is the referee never counted one time.
It makes your ref look stupid.
Looked like a buffoon.
Yeah, you
And
look like your ref look like a complete idiot.
I mean, just make a no DQ. I mean, that was one thing that griped me. And
You
may have
didn't
kept that
protect
match.
your ref.
No, it may have kept that match from being my favorite match of the night, but Fletcher and Takeshita was. So I just love Takeshita. I was a little
Me
bummed.
too.
I was a little bummed Takeshita lost the title already.
So
I,
fast, right?
yeah, he didn't have it very long, and I'm not a big fan of that. But I'm not
How
going to
you know,
argue.
Tony?
True, but
How you know?
but Kyle Fletcher, I can't say Kyle Fletcher's not a deserving champion because he is. So I won't make a big stink about that, but hopefully Takeshita's going to get what's coming to him, and I think he will. He's too good. And one thing you said earlier that you think these guys could be one of the biggest feuds ever in AEW. I think if they do it right, this could be one of the biggest feuds, maybe a top 10 biggest feuds of all time, because these
Ooh.
guys are young. These guys
Yeah.
are young, and they got that chemistry. And
Mm.
this could go on, like you guys kind of said, it could go on forever. So I was really excited about that. Again, a great show.
Yeah. I just really I mean the show was really good. Um it's just I because we try to be fair, but like there was a lot that I enjoyed. I mean, a lot that I enjoyed as far as that. I mean, what you said, and here's as far as the referee in the main event, which that was one of your lows, right?
Yep.
So I noticed it too, and I appreciate commentary trying to clean it up by saying things like, "Oh well, this is the main event, and there's a lot on the line, and they're trying to be loose with the officiating, blah blah blah," kind of like a almost like a Super Bowl or like a game 6 or 7 in the NBA Finals, where they're like, "Oh, because of the magnitude of the match, of the game, of the moment." We have to be a little bit looser because we don't want to send people home pissed off because of it was a disqualification or in sports like an amazing game coming down the line gets screwed up by a bad ref call, something like that. I appreciate that, but I still side with you that if you were going to make your ref just look like an absolute Nimrod like they did, the least you could have done was make it a no DQ match.
That's all you gotta do. Same thing with WWE. I mean, they did that deal with Obafemi, and all they had to do was just to clean it up, and where it's not an issue, make it where if Obafemi won King of the Ring, he could have a title match anytime he wanted. You didn't have to say it had to be SummerSlam. Just change a few little words.
That's
You know,
all you got to do.
and same thing here. Just make it a no DQ, and it's not an issue. And I know some fans, said don't take it so serious and stuff, and I understand that. And like I said, I watch AEW with different eyes because I know they do things like this. This
Yes.
was just really egregious when they did it 3 times. When they did it the first time, and like you said, they covered it up. Hey, the referee's being lenient, but when you do it 2 more times, I'm like, God,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's about as egregious as this last WrestleMania where right in the referee's face Roman Reigns hit CM Punk with steps. I know you guys remember that from WrestleMania
well,
night 2.
I do.
we had a match last week. when it wasn't no DQ match when MJF took on Briscoe and they brought out a table and got thrown through a table. That should have been a DQ. And I didn't say anything because I say, I let that go. Watch it with different eyes. This was just a little bit
It was more in your face.
too much.
It was
Yeah.
more like this is an important main event with a lot on the line. If you could have cleaned that up by just calling it no DQ. Like literally, if they call this match no DQ, we're not even having this conversation, Tony.
No.
At all. At all. All right, let's throw it to my man, The Voice. Give me some loves and give me some lows.
Well, first, I go back to what I said at the beginning of the show. The set from start to finish, the whole idea behind this beach moment for the fans and everybody there, I thought that was fantastic. That's number one on my love list. Things like that pop me. I'm a true WCW fan, and when you do things like that, and I get to, when I'm watching an entrance and I get to see new scenery, I'm in love. So I love that. Storylines, they are pushing great storylines. I think there's some fantastic work being done, even on the Collision side of things, where they continue some stories. I mean, if you're not watching Collision, I'm sorry. Maybe you should get your eyes checked, because like Sean Taylor and his group over there are doing fantastic things. If you want to see those guys, go over there, because that's where they're at, and they're running house over there. You know, when you can do that and you can add to your B show, and I hate saying that about these guys, even with SmackDown, because to me, everybody has A shows, and I fucking love them. But when you go to your B show and you're continuing that, I like it. It's fantastic. Andrade, can't say enough about him, much like Tony with Thekla. I think he is in a whole new bag. This new saying he has cracks me up. I believe Bruzy said his dad called him and was saying, how you know?
How you know?
Like, dude, when you can get moments like, remember back when we were younger, Tony, I know you were probably 300 at the time, but, hearing people, hearing like your teachers go, what? Or, saying something dumb like that. Or showing
hearing it like an adult saying something wrestling or whatever, like as a kid just lit you up. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, and you talked about that with your neighbor's dad when we were speaking about WCW yesterday.
Yeah, man.
That it's a universal cheat code to be accepted in society. And when you find those people, hold on to them. Because I'm telling you right now, the wrestling community, it can be a bitch, but it can show you so much love. And I think that's what we're getting with AEW. We're getting a guy, Tony Khan, who loved wrestling when he was younger, and he took all his favorite moments. Tony, I agree with you. When you don't just come out and say, hey, we don't do this, it's kind of like you're pissing on tradition, because then what the fuck's the ref doing? Why are they even in the ring then? What are we doing? We can get one of the commentators count 1, 2, 3 and ring a bell. What the hell's going on here? But that's the ECW way. That's something that ECW fans just absolutely, they could give two shits about a count out. They could give two shits if a guy pulled something out from under the ring and cracked another dude. Fuck, some of the best ones carried weapons to the ring. Fuck, New Jack went shopping just to be a menace. And none of those matches were ever called a DQ, but the promotion we were in was ECW. I know AEW's different, but again, it goes back to what I'm saying with the collective of a wrestling fan. And lastly, my loves from last night, I hate to say it, but you got me loving Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher.
Yes.
When he heard Andrade's music hit, his facial expressions to the Jet were fantastic. Him doing what he's supposed to do. I hate that the title changed so quickly. especially with how quick it was, how short of a reign it's been.
Yeah.
But I think the story has so much meat on the bones inside people picking off the Callis family. Again, I allude to Andrade leaving because of the Jet. The Jet will be the reason why him and Don Callis are the only ones standing at the end of this Don Callis family. And that's just my prediction. Okay, real quick, on to what I loathe. Kenny Omega. Loathe Kenny Omega now. I do not think he needs to have a mic. I don't think he needs Renee talking to him. I don't buy the gimmick anymore. I'm sorry. I used to. To me, it's like, why are we not getting GM Kenny Omega? Like, I get it, man, but you got the limited shelf space left. I mean, his issue with his health and things like that. My mother-in-law has the same thing, and that stuff will flare up anytime you eat something that doesn't agree with your track system. Mm-hmm. Another one is the fact that we have how much they're trying to build Mick Foley into the group. And I'm sorry to say that to some fans, I understand, but at the end of the day, AEW doesn't need Mick Foley. Mick Foley needs AEW at this point not for his past things. I'm not saying that. He's still trying to stay in the spotlight. And again, this is another guy who has went on his career saying that he would never be like that when he gets to a certain age. And yet again, here he is doing those things that he talked negatively about others doing. Look, I get it. Cheap pop, bring him in, give him a check. You can fit him into a story and everything. But to me, it feels like we're at the end of the puzzle, and that one piece, maybe the guy or the child over in China didn't cut it out properly. So now we got to bang that piece in there to make it fit. And that to me is more detrimental to his career than it is positive. And that's the end of my stuff.
I got you. No, I hear what you're saying. I got a lot of thoughts here from this episode of Dynamite for sure. So I just want to get into them here as far as my loves and lows. As far as my loves go, I mean, you guys already talked about the set. At this point, it would be just kind of putting the hat on the hat. But I will say this. The whole show was a love for me in a way that when I watched it, I felt like a kid. No, seriously. I felt like I was watching WCW Nitro as a kid. 11, 12 years old, and just like, man, this is great. This is so different. This is different than what everybody's watching on WWF, and it's just a different vibe. So it was great to see the whole Beach Break thing. And it didn't have to be the Great American Bash or Bash at the Beach. It didn't have to be something from the past, even though we love that. It was something adjacent to the past. Beach Break. That's different, but it feels similar. You know what I'm saying? It's different, but it feels similar. The wrestling that we got through the night, I loved it. I mean, it was just a great night of wrestling from the beginning match to the end. Every match, for the most part, not every single match, but most of those matches all had something meaningful going on, whether it have been Ciampa and Jericho in a blood feud, whether it have been Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher for the International Championship, whether it have been the women's casino gauntlet to figure out who's going to be facing Thekla at Redemption, or the main event with Kenny Omega and MJF for the AEW Championship. It was all good, so I really appreciated the wrestling. Voice said, I wanted to make sure I make this point. Voice said that one of his lows was Kenny Omega. And for a few weeks, especially putting a mic in his hand, he was my love too. But this week, he's my love. And the reason he's my love is because when I watched that match, I didn't see. We've been having conversations for weeks. Man, he's not looking the same. Man, his steps are slowing up. Oh man, his promos aren't intriguing. We're looking at that window closing. What I saw last night was just one more, maybe one of the last performances where we see Kenny Omega and was like, damn, even now at 42 years old, putting on a match like that, he's still the best bout machine. And the only point that I'm wanting to make here, we're gonna do what we do for the entirety, whatever this title reign is gonna be, whatever happens at All In and beyond that. But I want to just say this: if you're a longtime Kenny Omega fan, if you're somebody who watched him in promotions like Ring of Honor or of course New Japan or whatever, and you enjoyed his work and everything that he did there, all I want to say is this: is appreciate Kenny Omega while we still have him. Because we're not going to have him long. The way he's talking, the way he's been talking about his health, and yeah, put a mic in his hand. It's a stretch, man. It's a stretch. But I have to, as somebody who's loved Kenny Omega and loved that match last night, I have to say, you know what? I'm going to continue to critique him because that's my job when I come on here. But I'm also going to appreciate him because I don't think we got him in ring long, and I think Voice might be onto something that in time we could be seeing General Manager Kenny Omega.
It just makes sense.
I think so. I think so.
He gives you heel, he gives you face vibes because once he's dealing with the Young Bucks, you know they're going to be like, you give them favoritism. And then it's going to have to be things like that. And I guarantee you're going to get once a year for the first 2 years at least a match where he's involved.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's his time's coming, man. I'm telling you, I know you want to see him take that role tomorrow, but it's not coming that soon, man. They're playing into this. He probably has like 1 or 2 more years left before that happens. At least in his mind, maybe 1, just depending on his health. But I think it's coming, and we're gonna be like, dang, Kenny Omega. Remember when he was wrestling? He was really good. So there's that. Another love of mine, and trust me, I'm gonna hit the chat here in a second. I got to get these loves out of the way. And I put this in my notes here. Andrade is over. Exploding skateboard trick to almost kill Cage was hilarious. That was great. I mean, it popped my wife Kayla. She was just watching it and just checking it out. It was great. I enjoyed it. I understand the implications of Willow, but I don't give a shit. Willow's back. I'm happy. I love it. I'm happy to see Willow. I didn't expect her to win it because I didn't expect to see her, especially so soon. So that was a nice little surprise right there. Then, of course, Thekla, we already talked about it. That's another love.
She booted her in the face.
Man, listen. Okay, I'm glad that you said that. When Willow first came out, and if you notice Willow's entrance, she'll have a certain point in the song where she'll do the doot doot doot.
Yep.
Boom! And like in this match, I popped because when she came out, she did the doot 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 and then kicked her right in there. I was like, the timing was absolutely perfect when she kicked her and she did her little doot doot doot. I laughed my ass off. I was like, holy shit, the timing was perfect for that. So that was great. I loved that. All right, let's get to the loaves here. I still don't understand this Moxley and this Death Rider Ospreay thing. I know at this point it's like beating a dead horse, man, but it's just I don't understand it. It was literally the match on the card that I was just like, yeah, I could go get a sandwich or go take a shit or something, because I just don't like. I just want to see Will Ospreay do this on his own.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if I'm not going out to buy a Will Ospreay shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see him. I recognize him. I recognize his greatness. Yada yada yada. He's just not for me. But just because he's not for me doesn't mean that I don't see that he's the biggest babyface in the company. Why does he need this Death Rider crutch? Why?
Well, why aren't they coming out together? Especially in matches like
You're
this.
supposed to be a Death Rider.
And the whole time,
Are you a Death Rider or are you not?
Well, the whole time Will Ospreay's coming out, commentary is like, the new member of the Death Riders. And it's like, well, the Death Riders are coming out after this guy.
Howse, I can tell you why. At least why I believe why they're doing this.
Okay.
Because if Moxley can't be in the main event, he wants to be around it.
That's so lame. That's lame. I mean, you're not wrong. That's just lame. I'm just like, dude, come on. He's like Moxley, and I'm sure he tunes out guys like us at this point in his career. Whatever. I don't care. But he just seems like such like a, hey, look, I'm the greatest guy. Look how cool I am. Like,
with all the guys that company has that are so good in the ring and up and coming, why does Moxley have a belt?
Because he keeps Tony Khan in a headlock every time they have a meeting.
I mean, it don't make sense to me.
It doesn't.
Takeshita don't have a belt now, but Moxley does.
Yeah, and Takeshita just beat Okada.
Okada. I don't listen. This might be a hot take, and I might get lit up in the chat for this, or if we clip this and put it out there, I might get lit up for it. But I don't care. I truly believe that AEW is going to be a better company when Jon Moxley is finished. Sit with that for a second.
Yeah.
I think the company's going to be better when he hangs him up or does something else. When he doesn't have Tony Khan in the chokehold and he decides to walk away on his own accord and is like, you know what, I'm just done with this. I think the company will be better for that, because this guy just, nothing that he does makes sense to me.
I'm with you, Howse, but here's my hesitancy. I think Mox thinks he's going to be the next type of wrestler like Sting. And what some places don't realize is that Sting was beneficial to every company he went to, because Sting himself as the wrestler was the attraction, was the reason why people went. You wanted to see what he was going to do next. And even looking at the TNA run he had there, he reinvented himself and then came to AEW and reinvented himself again. Like, Sting is the ultimate, him and The Undertaker are ultimate reinventors. And when it comes to Mox, he has such an idea of himself. And this is not me just picking apart him. Just watch him. Watch him talk about himself. This whole thing that he went on when he left the WWE of being an indie death match guru, it flips something in him. And that's what scares me with it.
Yeah, my biggest fear is that when he's done wrestling, he's going to want the book.
He might be. Well, do we have any credited booked matches? Like where he's the booker?
To him?
Yeah.
You know what? I couldn't speak to that.
Yeah, I can't either.
I'm just saying, based on his personality, based on the way he thinks, based on the way he's hooked up, I wouldn't put the book in his hand.
Fuck no.
I would not let him. I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I don't think this guy could book.
He'll be like, hey, so I watched an internet video of a guy used a blender, but the blender was hooked up and he just like rammed it to the guy's eye. I mean, come on, we can do this, right? Yeah, we can, but we shouldn't.
And Moxley, it's a shame that I even have to say this, especially with the years of experience, the things that he's done in the business, the accolades that he has, the fact that he's a legend here in the Midwest. I hate the fact that I have to say that I do not think Jon Moxley would be a good booker at all. at all. Until he can take himself from outside of himself, he's not going to be a good booker.
Yeah. And I think what Tony said to that is 100% true. And that's like him saying, when we watch AEW, we need to put on the glasses. Mox, if he's not in the main event, he wants to be around the main event.
Perfectly said. I mean, perfectly said. I mean, that's my thing. I really thought they did a great job with this episode. It was a little harder to find the loaves on this one, and that's a good problem to have. That's a great problem to have. I loved the fact, even though once again it plays into what Tony was saying, but I also want to highlight during the main event with Kenny Omega and MJF. Did you guys see the way that table exploded when MJF went through it off the apron and he did a little somersault through the table? That table absolutely imploded in itself.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it was very interesting. It looked like that they may have, if you notice where his head hits and how that thing looked like it might have been cut out that way.
Yeah, they might have gimmicked it and hollowed it somehow in the middle.
Yeah, it was. I never seen a table like that. It was pretty cool.
It was a great visual. It was a great visual. Okay, I almost forgot my last loathe. Mick Foley. Mick Foley, because what the fuck are you doing there? You got your shoes on with your pets on them and stuff like that, and I'll take this pet and I'll put him in your ass or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what are you doing here? Having a face-to-face with Kyle Fletcher for what? Like,
that was the thing.
Mick Foley's just there for the vibes.
If they could have find something for him really to do that fits, that's one thing. But he was just forced in there. It didn't make any sense at all.
Dude, he's one Kyle Fletcher Enziguri away from never walking again. You're gonna come in there and stand toe to toe with Kyle Fletcher, okay? Sure.
That's the last person he should be in the ring with.
Seriously.
Exactly. Why aren't they letting him mess around with like Leo and things like go that direction?
Where's Leo?
Mick Foley and Leo Rush together. And now you're selling me on why Mick Foley's there.
Yeah.
There you go, 100%.
But to come out to stand up to Kyle Fletcher,
be Leo's manager.
Okay,
That could work for him. And he doesn't even have to say that's his manager. It could just be like a handler.
Yeah. See, I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot. Like, if we're gonna have Mick there, let's not just have him doing nonsensical, stupid shit. Like, I understand, you know, TK got blank checks or whatever, but like, if we're gonna, it's the same thing with the TKO situation where it's like, we're not keeping wrestlers if we're not using them. If you're gonna use him, at least figure out if you're gonna pay him, at least figure out how you're gonna use him in a way that makes sense. So that way, at least you're getting bang for your buck. You got the name value with Mick Foley. Now, how are we going to utilize him? So, that's my mindset on it. All right, we're about to do our ratings on the show.
Hey, Howse, can I add love real quick?
Go ahead.
MJF. You stop and think about the matches that he has with everybody. I mean, when has MJF had a bad match in the last period? I mean, no matter who he works with. And you talked about how good Kenny looks, and I think he did look good, but I think some of that was with MJF. I really do. MJF is just don't get enough credit. And when he was champion, the ratings were up. When don't get me wrong, Darby did a great job at what he did, but the ratings did go down. Could have been the time of the year. There's a lot of factors. But when MJF's got he's their biggest star. That people can talk about. They can talk about Ospreay. They can talk about Omega. Them guys may be heroes in the ring, but they're not the star that MJF is.
Nope.
Not even close.
Not even close.
Star power wise, MJF's the closest thing that they have to Roman Reigns.
Yep.
100%.
I'm not arguing that at all. And if anybody in the chat says, "Oh, you're comparing MJF to Roman Reigns," yes, yes,
And
I
it's
am.
okay. It's okay.
Yes. Like it's crazy. But all right, we're about to do the ratings on this show like we do every week, but first, let's hit the chat.
All
Let's
right.
get a few, because the chat's been going crazy. I want to make sure we show them some love. Give me a good one here, voice. What do we got there in the world
this one
of
was
the IYH chat?
This one was coming in from Anthony during the Mox talk.
Okay, he says, we're forgetting one massive part of the storyline, the United Empire. Maybe he's still torn between the United Empire and the Death Riders. You know, that's a good thought. Will the United Empire be in the building? Be in the building.
Yeah.
They make very few AEW appearances.
That's the problem.
Which is the problem.
100%.
But could they show up there? It's a good thought. Let's go ahead and get another thought here in the chat. We got our boy Ribshot. He says, I wish they got rid of a couple belts in AEW. I don't care about the Continental, National, and TNT. They only need one. Rib, I have to agree with you here. Also, on top of the fact that 3 of those mid-card titles are within the Don Callis family. You have Dunkzilla Mark Davis, who's the national champion. You have the Jet, Kevin Knight, who's the TNT champion. And now you have the you have the proto star, Kyle Fletcher, as the international champion, while you have Moxley having a chokehold on that Continental title.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother bag of worms right there. But yeah, I agree. We don't need this many mid-card titles for sure. Let's do another comment before we go to our ratings here. One more comment, and then we will get this going here. Give me a good one here. And we've got Rib again. He says, I'm finding this Foley disrespect wild. You're talking about him like he's fucking Gaston or something. All right. All right, hold on. Hold on. 20-second timeout. Because it's that time. We have to figure it out. OG?
Yes.
Where are we at with Gaston LaRue?
Nothing has absolutely changed. He still sucks.
All right, we're good. We're good, household. You guys hear that back there? Gaston still sucks. We're good. We're good. All right.
He was so nice, and he gets so much heat on this show. And it's this show that he gets the most heat on.
Yes.
That's the greatest. All right. Let's give it to OG. Let's get your rating on this show.
I give it I give it the same grade, even though I think this was a better show as last week. I give it 8.5 last week. I give it 8.5 this week. Just that little thing, that little problem with the main event I had was if it wouldn't have been for that, I'd give it a 9. And that would be the 8.5 is the highest rated show I've ever given AEW, and I've given it 2 weeks in a row. They're killing it, man. If anybody, I don't care if you're a WWE homer or not. If you watch this AEW show and said it wasn't any good, you're a moron.
You're just blind.
You just want to hate on something. And the same thing with WWE. People saying Raw was trash. I've seen people say Raw was trash this past week. If you thought that was trash, you're just being an idiot. I mean, they're 2 very, very good shows. Different shows. But I mean, you can't watch one show and expect the other one to be just like it, because it's not. But very good shows.
No, I like what you're saying. I totally agree with that. It's crazy because I looked up the stat and I wanted to make sure that I don't know what it is. I love it, like with the UK. I'm not 100% sure what a wanker is, but
he's calling
like,
you a jack off.
It sounds funny as hell.
Yeah.
It's like just the word wanker sounds fun. I love it.
I love it.
I love it. I love you guys over there in the UK. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so it was a crazy stat that this was the first time in the history of AEW being around that the AEW Championship and the WWE Championship changed hands in the same calendar week. This is the first time that's ever happened. Not only, and I'm about to get to voice, but not only was this an amazing week of professional wrestling across the board, but also it was a historic week too. Let's start with to voice, man. What are you rating this show?
Look, I this is going to be the highest one I've ever rated with them, and I think I'm going to have to give them a 9.3.
Woo!
Again, it would have been a solid 10 for me if we would have found out at this that we're not getting, like we weren't doing the Omega MJF,
Yeah.
but at Redemption, Kenny Omega is challenging Will Ospreay for his chance at All In. Then we get our Will Ospreay Kenny Omega match. Ospreay wins that, obviously, because we don't need Kenny in the main event at All In. And then we get our MJF. If they would have went that route, I would have gave this a perfect 10. But yeah, they did really well on this episode.
They did.
They did really well, and I'm glad you said what you said. I'm serious. I'm glad you said what you said because I had the idea that what if, and this is a big if, what if we went ahead and did what was it? It was Will Ospreay. MJF gets desperate. And somehow, I'm not sure how, you guys can fill in the blanks at some point if we talk about this in the future. We're about to ride out of here. I'm about to give my rating. But somehow MJF goats Ospreay into putting his chance at Wembley on the line at Redemption. And it's MJF versus Will Ospreay at Redemption. That way, we still get MJF versus Ospreay like people want at Wembley. I still want it at Wembley. I still prefer it at Wembley. I'm just, the way I'm writing it is to make both matches happen.
I got you. Yeah, I got you.
So Ospreay defeats MJF to keep his spot. Then that way we get that match that we want to see out the way, and then we move on to do British Bulldog versus Bret Hart in 1990, I think it was 93 SummerSlam, and do it with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay at Wembley Stadium and at All In. Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would make it more tolerable, but like, at the end of the day.
I think where they may be going is, I think Omega's, I mean, he's going to be in Canada, so I think he's going to be on the show. So could MJF come and say, "Look, I want my rematch clause," and they could wrestle again at Redemption.
And MJF just win?
And MJF beats him and then goes on and takes on.
That wouldn't bother me.
And somebody screws Omega to set up something
to lead into his next feud at All In.
Yep.
See, I wouldn't hate that. My only thing about it is that if we, like, now we've had, like, I've said it for months. Like, you guys can go back to old episodes. We're outside the window of long title reigns. But here's my concern now. We just had Sami Zayn, who had a short title reign. MJF kind of had a short title reign.
It's 45 days.
Darby Allin had a short title reign. Drew McIntyre had a short title reign. Like, now it's almost like this is the, you guys know, it's just like when the Golden State Warriors won the NBA championship with Steph Curry. Everybody was like, "Oh, the formula to win the championship is shoot threes." So basically, it's a copycat league. Wrestling is the same way.
Yeah.
It's a copycat sport. where if one thing is working, everybody else is trying it. Now everybody's having short title reigns. We gotta be careful. We gotta be careful, OG.
I agree.
So that's just my thought on it. I thought this show was great. Once again, didn't love Mick Foley there. I just felt like we didn't need him at all. And the Death Rider stuff, whatever. But this show was great, man. And I even said in the very beginning that I was going to put a little extra on this one because of the fact that the performers who put their bodies on the line for our entertainment, they went out there and it was a hot one. And they still gave us a great show. I'm giving this show a 9. This show, 9 out of 10. This was, I was actually gonna text voice earlier. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're probably gonna think, Howse, what are you on? Some happy gas or something like that? You're just loving everything this week. But Raw was great and I enjoyed it. And I don't care what the internet says. The internet says, oh, it was terrible. I'm mad. Sami Zayn's not champion anymore. We have a 47-year-old champion and CM Punk, and that's just the WWE way. Oh, okay. Well, Kenny Omega's 42.
Yeah.
Best just keep your mouth shut on stuff like that.
Yeah, Kenny Omega's 42, so shut the fuck up. So, it was a great week. It was a great week. It was a great week of wrestling. It was a historic week of wrestling. And it's not even over yet. We still have TNA tonight. We still got SmackDown. This week is still rolling. I even said, I was gonna say this and then we're gonna get out of here. If you watched, like literally, not just looked at stuff on the internet or looked at opinions on X or listened to what people told you to think on fucking Threads or IG or something. I mean, if you really sat down and watched the week in wrestling we just had, and all you could do is complain, you might need to find something else to watch because you don't like wrestling.
Yeah. You can write your own stuff on AI.
Go do that. Do that. Like, this was a great week of wrestling, and like this, I don't want to speak out of turn. But the way 2026 is moving right now, this might be one of the greater. It's hard to say the greatest because of recency bias. This might be one of the best years of wrestling in the last few years.
It could be because usually summertime is slow.
Yeah.
And right now, both these companies are doing pretty good right now for this time of year.
Absolutely. Oh no, I 200% agree with that. OG.
We gotta hit. Yeah, we gotta hit this one.
Best week in a while between Raw, Dynamite, and Dark Side of the Ring. I'm gonna start watching Dark Side of the Ring at work, and I'll have thoughts on it for the show.
I'm just excited we got a positive message from Ribshot.
I know he likes wrestling.
Over there.
He likes wrestling. He likes it. Now he's about to call us wankers in the chat.
Yeah, he's about to fucking light us up.
Hey, check out Ribshot on our website and on his social media. Most definitely. He does great cartoons. You could find him on the In Your House official website under the Friends link. And check out his cartoons and follow him on YouTube and IG. He's amazing and does a great job. All right, guys, we're about to slide out of here. Call this a really great episode. But before we do that, I got to give my dudes, my homies, my brothers in wrestling here a chance to plug anything that they want to plug. OG, we're going to be hanging out Saturday night.
Yes.
I hope you're bringing the wings. I like honey barbecue. I also like some Asian zing. No, I'm just kidding, man. But it's gonna be a great. It's gonna be a great night, man. I'm excited to hang out with you and Gonzo. Let them know in the household where they can catch you and everything you're doing.
Have you ever had the Korean ones from Wingstop? They are killer.
Yes, they are.
I'm getting hungry, man. I'm getting hungry.
Hey, my grandson told me about them, and that's all I get now from them.
Yeah,
okay. I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna lock in.
I'll be on air here in just a little bit, around 8 o'clock, a little after, on Gonzo's wrestling room, Gonzo's sports room. We'll be doing I don't have a brain fart here. I usually keep it written down. Face or heel,
Yes, there it
Pro
is.
Wrestling Talk. Yeah, we'll be doing that around 8 o'clock. We'll be talking all the wrestling shows from this past week. Also got some other topics. Should be fun. At 10 o'clock, we got Gonzo Sports Room. We'll be talking. We had a World Cup match. The quarterfinal match. We'll be talking about that. We're going to be talking some UFC. Chris is going to give his UFC predictions.
Let's go
for tonight, and we'll be talking a lot of that stuff. And then again, like you said, we'll be together on Saturday. Looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys for sure. And man, shout out to Ripshot. He just subbed to Gonzo Sports Room.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah!
Gonzo's is about to get a rebel.
Hell yeah!
All right.
Hell yeah! We love it. Ripshot is the man. Voice. You already know, man. You do great stuff around here. Bust your ass. We didn't even talk before the show went on. I came to the studio. I was doing some work in the studio, doing the headlines and stuff like that, the title stuff like I normally do. And then 2 minutes later, you pop in. That's a grinder. That's a hard worker. Let them know where they can catch you and everything you're doing.
All right, fans, if you enjoyed what you've seen here, well, guess what? Next Thursday, you can stop right in and we'll keep the door open for you. We don't ever lock the doors around here. We trust the community. Anyways, come in back 6 p.m. Thursday where you can hang out with me, OG Tony, and Howse, and we're going to talk AEW Dynamite. Fans, if you like Monday Night Raw and you like two guys who think they have opinions about it, adding a third chair, Bruzy will be there with us.
Bruzy, baby!
On Tuesday at 6 p.m. where we're going to break down Monday Night Raw. So I want you on Monday night to sit down, get your pad and pencils out, and just find all the great things you want to talk about. Because I guarantee you on this next Tuesday, if you guys come like you guys did over on this Tuesday,
oh my gosh,
we're gonna have a bigger discussion, and I guarantee you'll see it in the show. So come hang out with me, Kevin, and Bruzy at 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. Lastly, if you haven't had enough wrestling and you're like, guys, I really miss WCW, we got the cure for you. It's the WCW Watch Along where you can come and hang out with me and Howse and we watch WCW. Yeah, it's in the name. It's in the title. You can be a part of it. And I'm telling you guys now, if you come like you did on that night, we are going to be able to just keep that show going like you've seen it, like you had it. And it was fun. We revisited the heel turn of the wrestling world. It was Hulk Hogan's heel turn, becoming the third member in the NWO and changing wrestling forever. We also broke down our factions and who we loved, and NWO rose to the occasion. I still think Don Callis' family has an argument for that one, but that is personal beliefs. So, fans, what we're saying here is that at the In Your House Network, you can be a part of the community. We have a new member out there, Cammie, and she is just taking this community by storm. And all you guys who have been with us for so long, Bruzy brought up he's been with us for 2 years now.
Man,
that is insane that we've been talking to that rascal for that long.
Nightwing's been with us for a long time.
Yeah, and the people who've been with us the most is Gonzo.
Yep.
Gonzo's Sports Room, Gonzo's Wrestling Room. You guys, OG Tony, we tell you all the time. You guys are probably tired of hearing how much we love you guys, but we absolutely do. And when we launch this After Dark series with you and Chris, I cannot wait. I can't wait for softball season to get over quicker because then I'll be available on Friday nights to jump in with you and be a part of that. So, hey, daughters, end those tournaments early. So, no, don't do that. Do what you're supposed to do. Fans, I absolutely love you and thank you guys. This week was a huge boost for me in my mental space. You guys made it possible for us to get all the things that we're doing. I mean, we have a UK IYH going to be starting up around All In.
Yeah, so right around All In.
Yeah, fans, we thank you. Thank you.
Seriously. I'm with Voice. I mean, I echo those sentiments. The Tuesday show, I was patrolling that chat. It was busy. Oh, it was busy.
It ran me over.
Wednesday, it was busy. And today wasn't no slouch neither.
No.
Like, I love that we are growing community here. And that makes it so much easy to want to do things like add content. Like, I'm going to help get IYH, the after party, our After Dark series, off the ground in a couple of weeks. I'll be a part of it as much as I can, and then leave it to Gonzo and OG, to get with it, because I trust these guys. Like, they're gonna do a great job doing a post show or whatnot, and then when I get a chance, I'll make sure I jump it on the podcast version or whatever. But this is going to help us. We shout out to Voice for the website. The website is cracking. I'm gonna be putting more screenshots and tabs and links and stuff to that website on my story as time comes. So be looking out for that on my social media. Adding reaction shows to Raws and SmackDowns, doing UFC watch-alongs like we're going to do this Saturday. It's going to be great. Join us around like 8:30. Going to get the time down. But it's going to be UFC 329 watch-along with collaboration with In Your House and Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room. That's going to be great. Got some interviews coming up. I'm still needing to schedule some interviews. We're just looking to add content. I've been listening. I'll be upfront, open, and honest. Like, I've been listening to a lot of Busted Open Radio, and I've been really paying attention to the formula they put together. A good mix of fans who love the business, people in the business who wrestled before, and just a great mix of content, and it's all quality. It's all quality from people who have a passion for the business from the fans' perspective, and also have a passion for the business from being between those ropes and booking and doing pretty much everything there is to do in the business. That's the type of vibe that I want this to have, on top of the fact that we're going to have blogs on the In Your House website. We have already got a blog going up this Friday from Kevin Calloway. We've got some writings that are going to be coming up from Hypocrisy Jones. I'm going to be doing some writings myself for the blog.
I can't write.
Listen, one thing about me, I used to write articles for NoDQ.com like 10 years ago. Opinion articles. And they will post them. It was really cool because I was really into writing at that time. But I transferred, my media transferred over to what we do now with podcasting, which perfect. But the website is going to be exciting. Also, once again, like I said earlier, AEW is going to be bringing a pay-per-view back to the Midwest in late September. All Out is going to be at the Now Arena in Chicago, Illinois. I believe Hoffman Estates more specifically. But yeah, already submitted credentials for that. We'll see what happens. It's a great opportunity, but now that we have that website, things have changed and the trajectory is different because people take you more seriously when you have an official website. That's just how it goes. And now In Your House has one. All right, guys, we're going to slide out of here. Call this a really great episode. One more shout out to our great chat. Of course, OG Tony and Voice. Listen, I appreciate y'all. We got to get OG out of here because he's a grinder, and that's all part of the work. And that's HOWSE, and the W stands for work. So for OG Tony Gonzalez from Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room, for the Voice, Josh Joseph, and the whole team here at In Your House, I'm Alakanda Comment House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon, get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. We'll catch you Saturday night for the UFC 329 watch-along. Peace.
Dynamite, 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 dynamite.